CHN Sports.
Holy cow! Yeah! Score! Yeah!
From Chase Field in downtown Phoenix, Arizona, we're set for Cubs baseball on WGN Sports. The Cubs a 5-1 winner last night. Play game 2 of this week-long road trip tonight. Great to have you with us. The late night of Cubs baseball here on Channel 9 along with Jim DeShays. I'm Len Casper. The Cubs have not been scoring a lot of runs lately, but last night they won 5-1 and they got 2 big home runs along the way.
Yeah, it was a really well-pitched game, and it looked like it was going to be another one of those low-run games late, but then Javi Baez did his magic. Patrick Corbin was really good last night, a guy who's going to finish probably in the top 3 in the National League and Cy Young Award voting, but Javi Baez deposits this one into the seats. Cubs have a 3-0 lead.
And then the called shot, you called it right as the at-bat started. You said Chris Bryant's going to go deep, and he did for the first time in about 2 months.
Well, the numbers were in my favor. You knew sooner or later he was going to get one. Aurelio Delgado does not have great stuff. Bryant took full advantage. Such a big key to the Cubs here in the final couple weeks of the season. Chris Bryant has been swinging a hot bat here over the last few games. We take a look at the meat of the order. Recent work on the road. Baez last 11, 333 with 4 long balls. KB 364, OPS of 993. Anthony Rizzo 382 with an OPS up over 1,000.
Cubs with a 2.5 game lead starting tonight. Diamondbacks really scuffling, losing 3 in a row. They're 5 games out of a playoff spot. We'll talk starting pitchers when we come back.
Join the team that enjoys responsibly. Budweiser reminds you to drink wiser. Ford, inviting you to visit your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Xfinity. Xfinity delivers the fastest internet with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Call, click, or visit an Xfinity store today. Lexus. Experience amazing. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Choose Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, the card to carry through it all. Volkswagen. Visit your local Volkswagen dealer or VWDealer.com for the Volkswagen dealer near you. And by Southwest Airlines. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency.
Back here in Arizona, a lot of talk around the dinner table tonight about Kyle Hendricks last night, who threw a masterpiece.
Yeah, a lot of oohing and awing, excuse me, from the out-of-town scouts, oohing and awing perhaps from the Diamondback hitters. The professor was on his game last night. PhD level stuff, soft, hard, in, out, up, down. That changeup working all night long. Swings and misses in the zone. A lot of head shaking. A lot of frustrated Diamondback hitters as Kyle Hendricks went 8 2/3, just missed getting the complete game shutout. A.J. Pollock had a home run against him. That was the only run he gave up. Look at the work of late. Last 5, $142.
I asked him about his changeup. He said, you know what? It's fastball command because that is setting up my changeup right now. It'll be Mike Montgomery for the Cubs. He hasn't completed 5 innings in a few starts. And Matt Andriese more of an opener than a starter.
Yeah, he made 4 starts with the Diamondbacks, or excuse me, with the Rays before being traded to the Diamondbacks. Has been mostly a bullpen guy, so they're hoping to get 50, 60 pitches out of him tonight. He's got a real nice changeup. Montgomery, I think the short starts lately primarily because he was coming off the disabled list. Secondarily, the Cubs have had a hard time scoring runs, so Joe's had to lift him for a pinch hitter.
Boy, a ton of Cub fans in the ballpark last night, and that will continue again tonight. And the Cubs gave those fans a lot to cheer about during the opener. We'll have Game 2, Cubs and D-backs from Phoenix next. Is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity delivers the fastest internet with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Call, click, or visit an Xfinity store today. Now the Cubs Southwest Airlines starting 9. Daniel Murphy back in there. He was off last night. Chris Bryant homered for the first time since his DL stint. Rizzo and Baez 3-4. Zobrist 314, among the league leaders in hitting. Wilson Contreras, a catcher, did not get a hit last night, but made good contact a couple of times. Good to see Jason Hayward back in the lineup for the first time since he returned from the hamstring injury. Mike Montgomery hits 8 and Ian Happ 9.
The Diamondbacks defensively, David Peralta plays left tonight. A.J. Pollock center. Steven Souza Jr. is in right. Escobar Ahmed on the left side of the infield. The one change, Ketel Marte gets a start. He plays second tonight. Paul Goldschmidt is at first. Well, there's another change. Jeff Mathis gets the starting assignment behind the plate. And Matt Andriese will make the start for the Diamondbacks. He's appeared in 39 games this year, most of those with Tampa, most of them out of the bullpen. They used him as a quote-unquote opener on 4 occasions. It all adds up to a 3-5 record of 4.76 ERA. And he's going to feature a fastball that averages 92, 93 miles per hour. Changeup is a go-to pitch for him. He'll get a lot of ground balls with that, with his curveball as well. And every now and then he'll mix in a slider slash cutter kind of offering. Fastball changeup mostly from Andriese.
That's Jim Reynolds behind the plate. Lance Barksdale at first. Will Little at second. And Ted Barrett, the crew chief, over at third. Bad news before the game as the Cubs announced Brandon Morrow will be shut down. So his season is over. The right elbow slash biceps area just not responding. But they expect him to be ready to go at the start of spring training. So it's Daniel Murphy to lead it off. And Andriese with a fastball low.
Yeah, I think all along everybody was hopeful that Brandon would be able to make it back, but I don't know that anybody ever really expected that to happen. And this is what they're missing, man. He was really good when he was healthy, a 1.47 ERA, 22 saves and 24 tries.
Murphy lifts one foul off to the left. Andriese is from Redlands, California. He went to high school with Tyler Chatwood. And he pitched for the Rays under pitching coach Jim Hickey. So there are some connections.
Chatwood signed out of high school. Andriese went on to college at UC Riverside.
That liner will get in for a leadoff single for Daniel Murphy.
Well, the only Cub hitter who's ever faced Andriese, at least in the big leagues, is Ben Zobrist, and he has one plate appearance against him. So it's a fresh look for all these hitters. No doubt they've broken down a lot of video and they understand what he tries to do out there, but until you stand in there against him and see it up close and personal, you never know.
It's about 100 degrees outside, 78 in the air-conditioned inside of Chase Field. And here is Chris Bryant. Cubs looking for their 89th win of the season. Brewers are trailing at home against the Reds 3-1 in the seventh. The Cardinals have a 2-1 lead in the seventh in Atlanta.
Just 10 out of his last 28. That's a .357 average. Narrow the focus a little bit. 8 out of his last 18. .444. A lot of solid contact here lately.
2 balls, no strikes. Originally was supposed to be Clay Buchholz, but his last start was scratched due to an elbow issue, and he has been shut down for the rest of the season. So it's Andriese filling in tonight. Buchholz officially with a forearm flexor strain. The kick and the pitch. It is a called strike.
He struck out, walked, single, and then did that. First time he has gone deep since coming off the disabled list.
Loved your reaction as you called it. That snapped a 74 plate appearance homerless drought. It was his first since July 20th.
I'm not going to make any predictions for a while now. I'm going to sit on that like a guy hitting 300 on the final day of the season. Although it is a 3-1 count. And Andriese is better against lefties than righties. And that changeup has had a tendency to flatten out on him.
Topper foul. Full count on Bryant. Just underway. Murphy led off the game with a single. Cubs magic number in the NL Central is 10. They have won 4 of their last 5. They are 17-10 during this stretch of no scheduled off days. This is day 29 of 30. Murphy not running, and Bryant strikes out. That's the first out of the night.
This is Andre's first start with the Diamondbacks. It's his first start overall since early July. His ERA with the D-backs is up over 7, 12 appearances, but 7 of those runs came in his last outing, an inning and a third against Colorado, and he gave up 7 runs, really inflating the numbers. Other than that, he's been pretty good.
Anthony Rizzo had the game-winning RBI last night. It was his 16th to lead the National League. Andres did go back to the minors to make a start just to stretch him out a little bit. But as you said earlier, probably won't get much past 60 pitches tonight, tops.
Well, they've got 12 guys out in their bullpen ready to lend support, so Torey Lovullo has got a lot of options.
They have lost 13 of their last 17. And when that stretch began at the end of August, nice play by Contreras. The Diamondbacks were in first place and up by a game and a half. They're now 5 games out. This has just been a devastating string of losses.
It's been a team-wide collapse too. All phases. The starting pitching probably the least culpable, but the bullpen has been horrific, and the lineup has failed to produce.
They're hitting .211 as a team during this stretch. The bullpen with a 7.42 earned run average.
So letting leads get away late, that can be very demoralizing in the clubhouse. You see the earned run average by month. Good early, not so good late.
A man on, 1 out, top of the first inning. StatCast AI is powered by AWS. As Ahmed, the shortstop, has joined Marte and Goldschmidt on the right side. Short lead by Murphy. And Rizzo pops one down the left field line, and it will drop foul. With the shift on, as we showed you, they didn't have a lot of options. Escobar had a long way to run, so did Peralta, and neither guy got there.
Yeah, and it would be understandable if the Diamondbacks were to shift back the other way with 2 strikes. Anthony more likely to hit the ball to the opposite field. Not so much on the ground, so that's why they keep the pull shift on. But for balls like that, 2 strike, weak contact, little flare the other way. Escobar is cheating more to the line.
Another 0-2 lookout. That ball was smoked near the Cubs dugout. On Cabrera.
Wilson's not jumping out to field that one. Mutombo.
Another 0-2 knocked down neatly by Mathis to keep Murphy at first.
Yeah, Mathis is good back there. Doesn't do much with the bat, but he's a very good defensive backstop.
Chances are you bounce one, he'll block it. Another check on Murphy. Not really a threat to run.
Not setting a blistering pace here, are we, in
Nope.
the top half of the first?
There's a throw into right, and Murphy will head to second. And he's going to try for third, and he'll get there. That could be a huge error by Jeff Mathis.
Told you he was very good defensively, but got a little giddy there, tried to pick off throw, air mailed it, and you could just see Rizzo probably starting to salivate as Murphy made his way all the way to third base here. Big RBI opportunity now for Riz. Mathis with the snap throw from the knees, air mails Goldschmidt.
The defense has not been very good here of late. They will bring their infield in. A 2-2 count on Rizzo. Bounced foul. Our Lexus Run Predictor brought to you by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer. Cubs with about a 2-3 chance to score here in this first inning. Odds went way up on that throwing error. Pitch number 10 is fought off foul.
This could be very demoralizing for a pitcher. You're out there just trying to settle in first inning of a ball game, and it's not been easy at all. This is one heck of a battle Rizzo's putting up here. He went into two-strike mode, choking up. He's fouled off some tough curveballs. He's fought off elevated fastball in on the hands. And now Andriese and Mathis thinking, where do we go?
Yeah, powered bat who can be pretty pesky with two strikes.
Yeah,
he's up on the bat.
He's a 6'4", 230-pound scrappy guy right now.
Has a chance to strike out fewer than 100 times for the second consecutive season. Pretty good for a guy with his home run power.
Mathis is going to go out and have a chat with Andriese. No, he's not. He's going to go out there and commiserate with him and say, what do you got? You want to try something different? You want to invent a knuckleball here? Drop down sidearm?
Matt facing the Cubs for the first time. Infield in. Murphy at third. Pitch number 13. And he fouled it off his foot.
Yeah, I think, if they're going to try to strike him out, the buried curveball down and in. Try that one again, perhaps. But anywhere else, I think he's going to be able to put the ball in play eventually here. How long was the Brandon Belt at bat earlier this year?
21 or 22. I'll find it.
He's filling up the bingo card. Oh my goodness.
It was 21 pitches back on April 22nd for Brandon Belt.
He just went higher than high, and Anthony will get a piece of that one just right in on his thumbs. The body language of the Diamondback players kind of shifting their weight back and forth, head down. Can we get some resolution, please?
Well, the average number of pitches per inning in the major leagues is usually around 16. This will be the 15th pitch of this plate appearance. 15 pitches in. It's 3-2. Baez on deck.
I feel like a sacrifice fly is how this should end. Both these combatants should get a little bit of something for this.
Way foul into the upper deck. Not expecting to get a souvenir in that area.
Saw Ricky Gutierrez and Bartolo Colon go at it years ago. I think they went 24, 25 pitches. It's back when Big Sexy wasn't quite as big, and his fastball was about 98 miles per hour.
I think it was Alex Cora and Matt Clement had an epic battle in LA. Number 17, lined and caught by the shortstop Ahmed. What a battle.
Yeah, boy, that was most impressive. He ends up hitting a rocket, but it turns into an out. I guess in a sense, Andres wins the battle, but Rizzo had a heck of a plate appearance, ends up scalding the ball, and he took a big bite out of Andres, making him throw all those pitches.
It was over 10 minutes and 17 pitches. So Baez now with 2 outs. He'll be left with the responsibility of knocking in Murphy if he can.
That Rizzo at bat may benefit Javi here if Andres is looking for a quick resolution and leaves a little spinner in the strike zone.
Here it is, and it's low. And you know what? If he did that, it would be Andres' fault.
Would indeed.
Yeah. Get that one out of the way early. Javi with a 2-run homer last night, his 32nd. Again, Mathis able to knock it down. Javi is leading the league in RBIs and total bases with 314. And if you look at these numbers, only 2 players have compiled them in a single season. It was Hank Aaron. He was actually a Milwaukee Brave back in 1961. And Baez with the Cubs here in 2018. High, deep drive. Back on it is Pollock. He's at the wall. It's gone. Number 33. Cubs lead 2-0.
Yeah, I'm going to give a little assist to Anthony Rizzo there. I think that at-bat really set up Baez. Couple misses, and then he does indeed throw a breaking ball in the strike zone, and Baez absolutely obliterates this baseball. The Cub faithful on their feet yet again here in Phoenix.
Early run support for Mike Montgomery.
Let's take a look at the Southwest Airlines. How far did it fly? The distance of the Baez home run, 408 feet. Enter now at WGNTV.com/contest for a chance to win round trip travel for 2 on Southwest Airlines in the United States and Puerto Rico.
Yep, if he could hand out an offensive assist, Rizzo would definitely get one. Ben starting the night at 314. Scooter Gennett is 0 for 4. He's at 316. Christian Yelich 1 for 3. Is at 318.
Two more knocks for Zoe last night. Double single.
Foul tip, strike 3, but man, did they make Andriese work. Rizzo with a 17-pitch at bat. Baez then with a 2-run homer, so 2 hits, 2 runs for the Cubs with the Diamondbacks coming up. Escobar, midseason acquisition from the Twins. Paul Goldschmidt, who's become an annual MVP candidate. David Peralta will be in the cleanup spot. It's Steven Souza Jr. in right. Nick Ahmed, the shortstop. Ketel Marte, switch hitting second baseman. And then the battery, Mathis and Andriese.
Let's take a look at the Cubs Blue Cross Blue Shield starting pitcher tonight. It's lefty Mike Montgomery. Choose Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, the card to carry through it all. Monty making his career high tying 17th start. He's 4-5 with a 387, 4-4 with a 3.48 in his starting assignments. Second career start against the Diamondbacks. He faced them back in his rookie year of 2015. He features a fastball that he likes to sink, curveball, changeup, very good weapons for him, and he'll throw a slider slash cutter as well.
Hasn't gone more than 4 1/3 since August 7th in Kansas City. Last 3 starts, 4 1/3, 4 and 4. And some DL time there in the middle with left shoulder inflammation. Final 2 weeks of August. Pollock had a pretty good night at the plate last night. He lined out twice in his second and third at bats against Kyle Hendricks after striking out in the first, and then homered off Kyle to open up the 9th inning and break the shutout. Montgomery to the plate, and it's pulled on the ground foul. Still 1-2.
We anticipate a busy day for the infielders, especially on the left side of the infield when Montgomery pitches. One of the higher ground ball rates in the game. Doesn't strike out many.
Swing and a miss on a changeup.
Right on cue. Yeah, the changeup, his last 3 or 4 starts, has been a big weapon for him. He's used it a lot. Picked up his cutter usage some.
Now Eduardo Escobar. Career high 22 home runs and 83 knocked in. Most of those coming before the trade. He was in Minnesota. 2 balls, no strikes.
He doubled off Hendricks with 1 out in the 4th inning last night. That was the first base runner that the Diamondbacks had.
He's hit 5 home runs right-handed this season. Leg kick and a 3-0, and he just walked him.
It was 2 starts ago. Mike, the fastball was fresh. I mean, showing hard, but he did not have good command. That was in Milwaukee. The Cubs ended up getting thumped 11-1 in that game. He went 4, allowed 2 runs, 3 walks, punched out 5. Was looking a little bit of a high pitch count.
Paul Goldschmidt checks in at .299 on the year. 1 for 3 with a walk last night and a bad caught stealing to end the game. His team was down 5-1. Looked like the Cubs were going to give him second base. Rizzo playing behind him, but the Cubs duped him.
Yeah, they kind of baited him and caught him, so he's probably got a little extra motivation here tonight. Not that he needs it.
Swing and a miss.
But this was a called play, not by Joe. It was after the pitching change. Joe had left the field, and I think it was Anthony that instigated it. You see Wilson used the quick step there. They played behind Goldschmidt as if they were conceding second base. But quick pitch, infielder covers, Contreras with the throw, and they're all jacked up.
That's our high-speed replay powered by Xfinity. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Another changeup. Maybe after watching Kyle Hendricks pitch, if you're following him, you think, hey, changeup might be a good option.
Two Diamondbacks retired, and the batter is David Peralta. Javier Baez with a 2-run homer in the top of the 1st. Line drive to center. It's Ian Happ. For the final out, only ball in play by the Diamondbacks in the 1st. Hey, Cub fans, check out the WGN Sports Game Zone to connect to all the up-to-the-minute stats and info while watching at home. Game Zone is sponsored by The Great Escape. Pools, patio furniture, hot tubs, and more. Escape your everyday. Shop The Great Escape. Wilson Contreras takes a strike on Andres, who needed 33 pitches to get through the opening inning.
Wilson not convinced that pitch was in the zone. His swings look better lately. The results haven't been great. He did have a 2-hit game a couple of days ago on the homestand. Then he had that pinch hit double when he failed to run out, and hit the ball pretty hard a couple of times last night. More focused towards the middle of the diamond, staying through the ball. Generally good things happen when a hitter takes that approach.
We received a note. Shirley Wilson, Bert Wilson's daughter. That would be her maiden name. I'm not sure if that's her married name, but Shirley is here tonight. Bert Wilson, Cub fans will remember. Late Cubs radio play-by-play announcer from 1943 to 55. So nice to know Shirley is here this evening. Called games on WGN radio back in the 40s and 50s. I don't care who wins as long as it's the Cubs was one of his catchphrases.
It's a good one. Which was elevated, but again, good short, quick stroke. Getting confirmation from Jim Reynolds that the pitch was up. Usually if you have to go up on your toes a little bit to hit it, it's probably up.
Still 1-2 on the Cubs catcher. Cubs are 3-2 against the Diamondbacks this season. This has not been a very friendly ballpark since it opened in 1998. The Cubs have gone 31-45 here. Fly ball out into right center, and it is hauled in by Souza.
Everybody in. The Cubs need everyone's support during these final games of the regular season. Tickets are still available for the final week. Games against the Pirates and Cardinals. Get your tickets now at Cubs.com. 4 with the Buccos, and then the weekend with the Cardinals. But first up, a weekend series on the south side. That should be fun.
They've gone to the ninth in Milwaukee, still 3-1 Reds. There's a spot start for Michael Lorenzen. He pitched well for Cincinnati. Jason Hayward is off the DL. Activated a couple days ago. Played right field in the ninth last night after missing 16 games with right hamstring tightness.
Well, see if he gets a little bounce in energy, having some time down while he recovered from the injury.
Oh, 2 to Hayward is lined out toward the gap, and it'll get in there. Nice return to the lineup for Hayward. He's got a double.
A 1-iron down the left side of the fairway. That one had great carry. He was hitting some bombs in BP. That doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it was fun to watch. And here he one-hops the wall for a 1-out double. Big gaps here, big yard, a lot of room out there in the outfield. It lends itself to a lot of doubles and triples. The ball really carries well here also.
That brings up the pitcher Montgomery. It's a fastball high and away. This might be a 2-inning stint for Andres the way it's gone. Already at 44 pitches. One and one to Mike. Only 11 games to go for the Diamondbacks. They are playing the Rockies and Dodgers coming up, and they'll probably have to sweep both series to even have a faint chance. Got the Rockies here this weekend and the Dodgers. Then they go to San Diego to finish the season next weekend.
Yeah, this is the time of year where teams in the Diamondbacks position, they're talking about the 64 Phillies. Some of those historical collapses. The Phillies had a 6.5 game lead with 12 to go. Lost 10 in a row. Until the math says you're out, you always believe.
Hit hard and foul to left.
Guess I should qualify that for those teams that are, kind of in the hunt. I doubt that the Orioles felt like they had a chance at any point after the 1st of May, say. The Baltimores are 43 and 107. They're 60 games behind the first place Boston Red Sox.
They're 43 and 108.
Oh, they lost today?
They lost to the Blue Jays today.
My apologies to the Orioles.
A new club record, 108 losses. Andres with his 3rd strikeout, and it brings up Ian Happ.
Number 8, Ian Happ.
No team in the divisional era has finished as many as 60 games out of first. The 62 Mets, the last team to do it, 60 and a half behind the Giants.
The 62 Mets, the expansion Mets?
Yep.
Yeah. That would have been a good one for Ian to hack at. Better down than up.
Drive to left in the corner, and it gets down. Hayward scores. Happ to second. He's got a double. Hit the big game-winning homer Friday night to beat the Reds, and he just about hit another one here. It's 3-0.
Double, toil and trouble. Hayward and Happ both go the opposite way. This one's up about thigh high out of third. Beautiful swing. Walter gave chase but could not run it down. 4 hits already in the ball game, 3 for extra bases plus a line out.
Murphy started the game with a single, went to third on a throwing error by the catcher Mathis, and then walked home on the Baez homer. Cubs won the National League pennant in 1906. The Boston Bean Eaters that year finished 66.5 games out. That's as far away from first place any team has ever been. 0-2 on Murphy.
They had to give away a lot of bobblehead dolls that year. Get people in the ballpark.
Yeah, the Orioles still have the Yankees and Red Sox on their schedule.
Yeah, they don't have the lowest winning percentage in franchise history, but that's still attainable.
Meanwhile, the Red Sox playing the Yankees in New York tonight. The game was pushed back due to possible rain this afternoon. And the Red Sox are trailing 3-2 in the top of the ninth. If they win one game in that series, they clinch the East. This looks to be a long, short night for Matt Andriese. Long in that he's only recorded 5 outs on 55 pitches. But short in that they've got somebody up in their bullpen. That's Jimmy Sherfy. Yeah, Sherfy-Murphy matchup.
Maybe, maybe we'll get it eventually.
Golf deep right. It will go. 5-0 in the second inning.
Well, it's still really early in this ball game, but the Cubs have been kind of waiting for one of these comfortable lead, an easy win. There haven't been many of those at all lately. It's been a series of really tight ball games. Even yesterday ended up in a 5-1 final, but that was a pitcher's duel for most of the night. And Daniel Murphy, quiet front side, rocks back, leans in, and a no-doubter. Number 11 on the year for Daniel Murphy.
Cubs have 4 two-run homers in the series. Baez has 2. Bryant and Murphy each with 1. For Daniel, it's his 5th homer as a Cub and the 11th on the year.
Let's take a look at the Southwest Airlines. How far did it fly? The distance of the Murphy home run, 395 feet. Enter now at WGNTV.com/contest for a chance to win round trip travel for 2 on Southwest Airlines in the United States and Puerto Rico. So poor Andriese, 7 runs in an inning and a third last time, 5 so far. Inning and 2/3 here tonight. Those are not resume builders.
Foul past third base.
Nice pinch on the boards.
Thanks to Zach on Twitter for pointing out, if you want to go beyond the modern era, the 1899 NL season, Brooklyn went 101-47. Cleveland, the Spiders, went 20-134. They finished 84 games out of first place. Cubs adding to their lead. A double by Happ, a long home run by Daniel Murphy. It's 5-0 early. Good to see Murphy hit a home run. He had not been hitting for a lot of power here lately until that shot as Souza takes a strike. Guys with track records, your big boys, they will hit eventually. And we're seeing really good signs here from several guys. One ball, one strike. What do they say about the baseball season? By the end, you are what you are. Called strike three. That's number 3 for Mike.
And again, went with an off-speed pitch. This time not a chase, but Souza lays off and settles into the strike zone for strikeout number 3 for Montgomery. Yeah, you know, year in and year out, guys in their prime of their careers. It's fairly predictable, and you know, sometimes guys have off years and sometimes they have big years, but generally they're going to fall within a range of expectation. Now, guys get a little bit older, injuries start to creep up, performance starts to suffer, and that's, you always have that debate then, is it just a down year or is this a player in decline? And I think that was a question a lot of people were probably asking about Ben Zobrist last year, and the way he has responded this year. It's been basically no, not in decline. He was banged up last year. Can still play this game at a high level.
I think the other thing, and we've discussed this before, you know, there are 2 seasons. You've got the 162 game grind, and then everything gets real tight in the short postseason. You say it's all about championships, and that is true, but there is something to be said for regular season success. Really, really hard to be this good for this long. And that's the thing, right? You know, there's going to be a team that wins probably 97, 99, maybe over 100 games. It's going to go home a week after the regular season ends, and everyone in that town will say, boy, what a huge disappointment.
Right.
And they'll be right.
It's disappointing, but
still could be a great year.
But yeah, to characterize it as a failing season, I don't buy. I mean, I understand that the mindset of the fan. Well, here's a great example. Look at the American League this year. The Red Sox 103 wins entering play tonight. Cleveland's won 83 games. There's 20 games separating those 2 clubs. Would anybody be really stunned if Cleveland were to beat Boston in a playoff series?
No, the Indians are built to be a very dangerous October team. 1-2 on the Diamondback shortstop, Nick Ahmed. Cub fans, don't forget to check out the Cubs blog at WGNTV.com. Presented by Nationwide's Jeff Vukovich. Go to jeffvuk.com or follow him on social media. Nationwide is on your side. Swing and a miss. Man, that changeup tonight has been devastating with 2 strikes. I count what, 3 of his 4 strikeouts?
I think so, yeah. And again, this, you know, I don't know. That was kind of funky looking the way it came out of his hand, but it's elevated. Normally, that's not where you want to throw that pitch, but the hand speed is so good. He's really selling it.
Ketel Marte. And it was a changeup at 85.
Yeah, he's throwing his changeup. You know, normally throws around 83, 84. Might have a little bit of a hot gun. We had Kyle at 89 a lot last night, and typically he's 87.
That's always a fun one, because I was talking with Kyle today about that, and he mentioned, you know, when I'm hitting 89 on my fastball, it makes my changeup even more effective because of that split separation and velocity. But whether that 89 is correct or not, does it give a pitcher some extra confidence when he sees that?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
That one is clubbed to deep left, and it is gone. That is a laser shot home run for Ketel Marte, his 12th.
Now they've got some danger lurking toward the bottom of their batting order. Nick Ahmed, who preceded Marte, has hit 16 home runs this year. That's number 19 for Marte. Two-out solo home run, normally not going to beat you when you have a 5-run lead. Challenge heater, and Marte was up to the challenge.
So a line drive home run. It's now 5-1, and it brings up the catcher Mathis. Looks like Patrick Kivlahan is on deck to hit for Andriese. Murphy out. Happ is in, and it will be the center fielder. After 2 from Arizona, Cubs 5, Diamondbacks 1. A matter of life or death. Learn more at lifeordeathillinois.com. A 17-pitch epic at bat. Anthony Rizzo ended up lining out to second. That took a lot out of Matt Andriese, and as JD, I think, predicted, Javier Baez made him pay.
Yeah, I'll take credit for everything. You know, that was a heck of an at-bat.
Jim Deshaies, our Lexus home run predictor. So here's Rizzo. He's a new Diamondbacks pitcher.
This is Jimmy Sherfy, and he's been really good. This is his 10th appearance. He has a 2.61 ERA. He throws hard, has a good slider, gets a lot of strikeouts. Big strikeout numbers throughout his minor league career.
The Brewers lost tonight 3-1. Cubs' magic number in the division is now 9. And if they win this game, they'll get it down to 8. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2 on Anthony. Romano got the win only because Michael Lorenzen did not get through the requisite 5. He went 4 innings, gave up 1 unearned run on 1 hit, so he was their best pitcher, but because of the, in my opinion, antiquated 5-inning rule, they had to give the victory to somebody else. Line drive to Souza. So Rizzo has had 2 really good at bats and is 0 for 2.
Chicagoland viewers, it's time for the Subway 3rd inning triple play promotion. Text Subway to 97999 right now, and the 300th texter will win a $30 gift card to a Subway restaurant in the Chicagoland area. Subway, so much sandwich. Sherfy had a brief trial with the Diamondbacks last year. He pitched in 11 ball games. He had an ERA of 0, which is pretty darn good. .15 saves, a 5-1 record, and a 1.60 ERA at AAA this year. Somebody worth keeping an eye on.
1-2 to Baez.
It's a little Greg Holland like the way he falls off to the first base side.
Called strike 3 for out number 2. Time now to see who's got momentum, brought to you by First Midwest Bank. First Midwest Bank Connect with a momentum maker today.
Yeah, it was just fine, really good before the break, and it's been outstanding since the All-Star break with a .358 batting average, OPS of .916.
Left field and a base hit. Zobrist with a single. He's 1 for 2.
Peralta was shading him that way a little bit. That's what allowed him to get over there and cut that one off and prevent Ben from getting 2 bases.
See, I think this pitcher would do well at the White Sox park. Sure fee, would pitch well at guaranteed rate field.
I see where you're going. Yeah.
Or he should start his own bank.
We just need the Sherfy-Murphy matchup. That's all that really matters tonight.
All right, so I'm having fun with this NL batting race. That game over in Milwaukee. Christian Yelich will wake up tomorrow at 317, leading the league, maybe. Scooter Gennett is at 316. Ben Zobrist is at 315. Ben can pick up another hit or 2. He might be leading the league with less than 2 weeks to go.
We need folks at Wrigley to show up with the Zoometer.
How about the Benzometer?
Benzometer. Because the Zoometer might look like a Zoometer.
Right. Yeah, we gotta workshop it a little bit. 2-2 to Contreras. Drive out in the left, but it was off the end of the bat. And Peralta will make the grab. Cubs don't score for the first time. They lead 5-1 in the third.
New premier experiences at Wrigley Field. Seats featuring prime views, access to an exclusive club, and first-class amenities. These new premier experiences will allow fans to enjoy Cubs baseball and America's most majestic ballpark in a whole new way. Visit CubsPremier.com to join the Premier Client Priority List.
Patrick Kivlahan pinch hitting for Sherfy, and he makes an out on one pitch. Oh, Sherfy-Murphy matchup tonight.
I think Torey Lovello understands the importance of such things.
Center fielder,
You know, see, we had that graphic up there for the premier experiences, and it's featuring the barrel room. Well, Mike Montgomery has the second lowest barrel rate in all of baseball per StatCast.
So he has avoided the barrel room.
Yeah. StatCast, they talk about barrels. It's the optimum launch angle with exit velocity, the kind of contact that leads to extra base hits. And he has the second lowest barrel rate allowed.
Noah Syndergaard, I believe, has the lowest. Jacob deGrom is up there as well, or down there, however you wish to characterize it. One and one to Pollock, who struck out on a changeup in the first inning.
So I talked earlier about Mike not being a big strikeout pitcher, although he's got 4 tonight. Well below league average in terms of his strikeout rate, but a lot of soft contact. Stays off the barrel, stays off the fat part of the bat. Hard to drive the ball because of the sinking action on so many of his pitches. Just about everything he throws is a good ground ball pitch.
Kick foul. I mentioned the changeup getting swings and misses tonight. The hitters have slugged a major league low 175 when they put that pitch in play. This is his 17th start. That's a career high. 16 starts with Seattle 3 years ago, and this is the 87th start by Cubs southpaw The club record is 89 starts by lefties back in 1966. So the Cubs will fly past that by this weekend.
I think he wants it up. Kind of freak you out if you're Jim Reynolds, right? The home plate umpire and the catcher stands up right in front of you.
Yeah, that pitch almost was a strike. Lofted to right, and it will be hauled in by Hayward. 2 down, 3rd inning. And let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN. Always great to have you with us. Cubs looking to clinch the series as that is a fair ball, and it will be a double. Fan interference. Somebody picked it up off the warning track, and Escobar has another double. He has been a doubles machine. That's his 47th of the season.
Yeah, he hit one down that way yesterday as a left-handed batter. Just kind of punched one down the line. This time he turns on one. Tangled up there with the ball boy and the fan.
He ranks second in the majors to Alex Bregman, who went into tonight with 50. Gotta come up with a better name than doubles machine. That's kind of generally what we would say. Doubles connoisseur, doubles maven.
He's a purveyor of 2 base hits. Well, this is where this game could get a little dicey with Goldschmidt up there and man on base. Look.
Ball gets away on a wild pitch, and Escobar advances to 3rd. Time 2-0 on Goldschmidt.
Setting up down and away, and Mike just spikes this fastball. Perfect scenario to get the glove out of play there and just use the chest protector and knock that ball down. Tough to block that spiked fastball, though.
The 2-0 on its way. Swing and a miss. Changeup.
Yeah, these guys are going to be muttering to themselves. Hendricks last night. Montgomery throwing it as much as he does tonight. And Cole Hamels tomorrow. Long had one of the best in the game.
Picked up by Baez. And that's one that goes against generally the scouting report too. So the advanced scout will get a call. Where are all these changeups coming from? 5-1. 4 for 4 now with more choices than ever at participating locations for a limited time. The pitcher for the Diamondbacks is left-hander Jake Diekman. Remember, Diekman was involved in the Cole Hamels deal from Philadelphia to Texas back in 2015. And the Diamondbacks got him from the Rangers this year on July 31st. Same day Hamels was traded to the Cubs.
Yeah, that's when the Rangers were backing up the truck. Diekman had a 3.69 ERA, 47 ball games for the Rangers. With the Diamondbacks, things have not gone so well. He's appeared in 18 games, has a ERA above 7. Well, it's almost like a virus over here with these bullpen guys.
I should correct that. Hamels was traded July 27th, but within a few days of each other.
There's your pre-post for the Diamondback bullpen. For much of the year, they were among the best in the business.
Blistered up the middle, and Ahmed makes the play. Well, Hayward with 2 terrific ABs, one resulting in a double, the other a 6-3 ground out.
Ahmed about as good as it gets out there. He can really play the position, and you see Hayward not selling out, going down the line, trying to protect that leg. That's smart. He wasn't dogging it, but he just wasn't going to push it and risk a blowout.
Speaking of blowouts, Pedro Strop is pretty optimistic that he might be able to move up the timeline and possibly pitch in a game before the regular season ends. Obviously, there's a lot that has to happen, but
yeah, Joe was mentioning that today. He said that things are progressing really well. He's been doing some advanced exercise, rehab type stuff. It would be nice to get him out there for a game or two before the postseason. This is not a fun AB for Montgomery off of Diekman, the big lefty with that tough angle with the delivery.
I told Diekman was great at shootouts.
Now you're going next level.
It's good backhand forehand. Preseason Blackhawks hockey right here on WGN coming up Thursday night. So always into segues. Here's Ian Happ, RBI double and a run in the second inning. I think we're now required to have some sort of play on words for every Arizona pitcher in this game, right? We've done it with Andriese, with Sherfy, and now Diekman.
It'll be a new board game. Well, we got Silvino Bracho out there to make that work. A slider there, reminiscent of what we saw from Patrick Corbin last night. Was outstanding, but he suffered the loss because he was up against Kyle Hendricks. Diekman first came to the big leagues with the Phillies back in 2012. Had a very nice run with them. He was a 30th round draft pick back in 07. Number 923 overall.
Swing and a miss. Push the tally to 2-2. Rockies breathing a sigh of relief as Trevor Story is not seriously injured. He has a right elbow problem. He might only be out a few days. Called strike 3. So the Cubs go in order against Diekman. They lead this game 5-1. Schedule brought to you by Ram Trucks, built to serve. Night game tomorrow, off day Thursday. No Cubs game Thursday. And then the Cubs and the White Sox on the south side this weekend. Strike called on David Peralta, bottom 4. Want to send out a happy 60th birthday wish to Flo Zeitler here, celebrating tonight with husband Bill and rooting on the Cubs. Peralta grounds foul. He lined to center in the first inning. He needs 2 home runs to become the 6th Arizona outfielder to hit 30 in a season.
He would be the 6th Diamondback outfielder to hit 30 home runs in a season.
Yeah.
Steve Finley. Do you have a list?
Luis Gonzalez.
Gonzo. That's good. We got 2 out of 5. That's a 400 batting average.
They both did it twice.
Probably not David DeLucci.
No. How about Justin Upton?
Probably Justin Upton.
How about Reggie Sanders?
Reggie Sanders as a Diamondback.
2001. And the other?
Oh, you have the list.
I have it.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you were just like.
The other was 2007. Can you name him?
Junior Spivey.
Nope. Out at first. That goes 3-1. Chris Young.
Chris Young. He's still playing, right? Chris Young still hitting home runs for somebody, I think. Well, there's another ground ball out from Montgomery. Talked about the lack of barrels against him. They get some bottom of the barrel action. And felt a little gimpy as he crosses first base.
Chris Young is with the Angels, but the season ended, I believe, in August with a hip injury. With a hamstring injury.
First pitch change up here. Happy birthday, Ryan Sandberg. Rhino celebrating today. 59.
The 0-2 to Souza is too high. Souza strikes out. He didn't even wait around, even though the ball is rattling around between Contreras' feet.
The newborn fan club is the perfect gift for parents of new Cubs to showcase what it means to be a Cub for life. You see the photo from a custom birth announcement on the Wrigley Field marquee, Cubs birth certificate, pinstripe baby cap, and Rookie of the Year Cubs onesie. Visit Cubs.com/kids for more information. Monty going along nicely. He's punched out 5 3 2/3. Bullpen well rested after Kyle Hendricks went 8 2/3 last night. Starters have been on a roll here over the last month. They've been the best, at least in terms of ERA, in Major League Baseball since the middle of August.
Quick rotation note. Jose Quintana will pitch at the White Sox Friday. John Lester will get an extra day and go on Saturday. So that'll be fun. Q pitching back on the south side, but with the Cubs.
I'm going to go. I'm going to go to that one.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I might go to the ballpark Thursday on the off day just because. Just going to go.
I forbid you.
You might go walk around.
You might get a fine from Joe Madden if you go to the ballpark.
I'm going to go over in Gallagher Way and jump up and down and see if I can get on the big screen. Get a bunch of kids and play a rousing game of Red Rover.
3-1.
Red Rover, let Hector Villanueva come over.
Ripped foul. Somebody made a nice catch.
It's going to be interesting to see what becomes of this Diamondback club going forward. A.J. Pollock due to be a free agent. Patrick Corbin will be a free agent. Zach Greinke still under contract, making big money, $34 million, something like that, over the next couple of years per. A lot of money tied up in him. I think they would love to keep Escobar. He's due to be a free agent as well. Jake Lamb, who was playing third base, had surgeries done for the year. But Jake Lamb really struggles against left-handed pitching. So you see Escobar being a guy that could fill in there, play some other places, and Lamb get the lion's share of the playing time. You know, play against righties and maybe occasionally lefties, but all decisions the Diamondbacks are going to have to make. Had a lot of bad luck with pitching injuries over the last few years.
Swing and a miss. Good comeback by Montgomery. He's got 6 strikeouts tonight and has a 5-1 lead. A 3-game lead in the division as the Brewers lost at home to the Reds 3-1. And the Cardinals beat the Braves tonight 8-1. So St. Louis within 5. You see the Cubs 4 ahead in the loss column. Big night for Daniel Murphy. A single, a 2-run homer, and 2 runs.
Single first time up and then took this breaking ball out of the ballpark in the second inning. That wasn't a real bad pitch, just a real good swing.
Meanwhile, Mike Montgomery has tied his season high with the 6 strikeouts. And Murphy got hit.
Well, an opportunity to play a little add-on here. Not a bad idea in this ballpark. This can happen in a hurry here. Beekman unable to finish that one. Murphy gets clipped, takes a base, and KB, who has struck out twice tonight, now with an opportunity to contribute.
Bryant is 0 for 2, and he takes a strike.
Ooh, my.
He didn't like it.
No. For good reason.
Shake it off.
Backdoor breaking ball never got to the corner. Mathis is very good back there, very adept at stealing pitches for his pitcher.
Pulled to left. It'll be a hit. Murphy got a good read on it. He'll make third. Bryant's got a double. Second and third, nobody out.
Well, he got the called strike on the backdoor breaking ball. Thought they could sneak a piece of cheese by him inside, and KB was ready for it. Clears the hips, drops the head, whacks the ball into left field, and then the good speed allows him to get to second base. Peralta got over there in pretty good shape, but it's a long throw and a speedy runner. Anthony has squared up the ball twice tonight, but outs both times. Line drive to Ahmed, the shortstop, and one to right field.
There's Silvino Bracho. Mike Butcher's a pitching coach.
Hey, remember in the NFL when was it the American Conference or just certain teams? Remember the Chiefs when they used to huddle, like standing up in like in 2 rows. They didn't do the whole huddle thing.
Right.
Right? That's it. I don't know. I just see the scrum on the mound. That made me think of that. Does anybody do that anymore?
I don't watch enough football to know. I'm going to say probably not.
Michelle, you don't know? Maybe it's a CFL thing. I love that huddle.
Got to bring that huddle back.
I bet you somebody in the truck can get
talking about. I don't either.
Somebody in the truck can get us a picture of that huddle.
Infield in. against Rizzo, and a bouncer into right. 2 runs will score. 7-1.
No apologies necessary, Mr. Rizzo. The game owed you that one. 2 rockets for outs and a little seeing eye ground ball past Goldschmidt for a 2 RBI single.
He will get a hit. And Anthony now with 95 RBIs.
Yeah, off the tough lefty, gets the barrel out in front of that breaking ball. This is a play that Goldschmidt is certainly capable of making, but I would agree with the official score. Base hit.
Cubs MasterCard debit card, only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC. Right-hander Silvino Bracho.
The Bracho man. 26th appearance for Silvino. He's 2-0 with a 3.04. Keep our name game streak alive. Bracho cheese.
Bracho marks his spot as he gets set to work against Baez. 7-1 here in the 5th. Yeah, it was Elen Dawson Chiefs.
Yeah,
on Twitter.
Yeah,
with the choir huddle.
Bracho a scoreless inning in the ball game last night. And a max effort guy. .94-mile-an-hour heater, and then a good changeup, occasional slide ball.
Big swing and a miss by Hobby. 1-1 the count. Blake Snell notched his 20th win tonight. A 4-0 victory at Texas. He went 5 innings, gave up 1 hit. He's 20-5 with a 197. He pitches for Tampa Bay. If you didn't know.
Tampa Bay, they're a victim of geography. Did they win tonight?
4-0.
4-0.
Yep.
So they're 84-66. That would put them in first place in the NL East. Knocking on the door in the NL West.
It's more league.
Well, yeah. Well, the AL Central, they would be better than Cleveland. They're tied with Cleveland.
Wow. Might we go back at any point to league standings and take the top 4 teams or 5 teams?
I could see that happening. I think there are a lot of things in play.
See, and I think my hope is that we've maxed out on number of postseason spots. Going back to our earlier conversation, that the long haul should matter. And the more teams you let in, the less the long haul matters.
Right.
Where a team that doesn't have a great record can run the table. That's a base hit. Rizzo's going to try to head to third, and he'll make it. All 4 batters here in the 5th have reached base. Two hits for Baez tonight. A home run in this single.
Yeah, a long one and a short one. Another big swing, hits it off the end of the bat and just flips it into right field. Good hustle by Rizzo, streaking all the way to third.
That brings up Zobrist, who's 1 for 2. Tucks that chin into his right shoulder. And the pitch is down low.
Pacho kind of sits down on that back leg, then jumps at the hitter. Herky jerky, funky delivery. Okay, let's take a look at our choir huddle. Yeah, there we go.
That is the.
That's not the Kansas City
No,
Chiefs.
it's the yellow screaming yellow parakeets. Their alternate blue and red and white uniforms. Awkward swing by Ben. He got fooled, which is a rarity. 1-2.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a circle change or some kind of a split finger pitch, but he throws it hard, has real good action on it. This one diving down and away. We saw one move similarly in on Baez. He's going to choke up a little bit, emphasize contact, see if he can get this run home from third.
High, and it's 2-2.
Top hand, get on top. You notice Ben has been churning butter less this year.
Yes.
The
hands have
revving
been
at the end,
quieter.
a little quieter. Again, I think that goes back to the injury last year where he felt like he had to create more movement to try to get a little something going. Well, a good one. He does not take a pitch off, regardless of whether he's in the box, in the field, whatever the score is.
Cubs got 2 in the first, 3 in the second, 2 more here in the 5th. And Zobrist has worked a full count. Cold foul to right. And to the seats. And another nice grab. Well, look at all the Cubs fans. Taking over this ballpark.
It's Wrigley West. I had a buddy here last night who lives here in the Valley, and he was walking around, and he told me today he thought there were 10 Cub jerseys for every Diamondback jersey he saw in the ballpark last night.
It sounded that way for sure. Bases loaded. Nobody out. Wilson Contreras coming up.
Cub fans, do you know what tickets you want for next season? Well, here's your first chance to secure those seats to your must-have games for the 2019 season. Visit Cubs.com/deposits for all the details. Bracho, like Contreras, is from Venezuela. There's the Chiefs huddle. Oh man, that's good. That's old school.
Look at those cages.
Yeah. What's the 70s Sports, the Twitter site? Or that would be. Was Ed Podolak in there somewhere?
What's that?
Ed Podolak.
Oh,
the Chief.
probably.
4-14 with the bases loaded for Contreras. Need something good to happen for him. Not anxious.
2 strikes to Contreras. He'll regroup.
Going through a rough stretch like he is, you tell yourself, just have a good at bat. Make sure you get a good pitch to hit. But you get into a situation like this with the bases loaded, it can take you out of your game a little bit. You get a little greedy. You want to do something big.
That is a fair ball behind the bag. It's Goldschmidt. They'll get the out, but Contreras knocks in a run. All kinds of English on it. First out of the 5th. It's 8-1. That was weird.
Yeah, that was weird, but good for him putting it in play. Gets an RBI. This little gyro ball has all kinds of funky spin. I mean, it's got, look at this slice spin. So you're thinking, no way that ball is going to go fair, and then it hits the dirt, kicks back the other way.
It's his 52nd RBI. And now Almora. Well, there's his 2nd and 3rd. Infield still in. Here's the pitch.
Get Jason off his feet after 2 at bats.
Yes, he was batting for Hayward.
The feeling the Diamondbacks are going to throw 200 pitches here tonight.
Yeah. Two and 1.
Bracho Beans.
And they have, at this point, have you counted up how many?
I have not.
76.
Let me look it up though.
97. About 115. 2-2.
Albert got the start last night. Had a couple of knocks.
Two and two on the pinch hitter Almora. Cubs with 3 multiple run innings. And 2 home runs last night in a 5-1 win. And they've continued to do good work tonight.
Tomorrow, it's lefty day again. Cole Hamels will pitch for the Cubs. Robbie Ray for the Diamondbacks.
The 3-2. He's hit out into deep right center. Pollock chasing, and he will make a running catch. Baez will tag. He will score. Zobrist headed back to second to tag to third. 9-1 on a sac fly by Almora.
Well, good work there by Almora. Really driving that ball into the biggest part of the yard out there in right center field. Pollock plays pretty deep for a major league center fielder. Still a very nice running catch. He's a very good defender. Quiet lower body really extends through that elevated fastball. Kind of right in his sweet spot. Just hoping for more.
Outside to Montgomery. Big game in LA tonight. Rockies and Dodgers are tied at 1 in the 5th inning. Dodgers won last night. Half game up on the Rockies. Good swing by Mike. 1 ball, 1 strike. That is a Kershaw for the Dodgers, Freeland for the Rockies matchup.
Maybe. Saw a note on Kyle Freeland the other day. He's on pace to have the 2nd best year in Rockies history for a starting pitcher, behind Ubaldo Jimenez 2010 campaign. Freeland should get a lot of votes in the Cy Young Award voting as well. I'm not saying he should win, but top 5 finish for sure. Maybe even top 3. If we are going to penalize Rocky hitters for playing in those conditions out in Denver, we should prop up the pitchers who have to pitch there and perform so well.
Yep. He struck him out, but the Cubs put up a 4 spot and lead 9-1 in the 5th.
of the 5th inning. MLB At Bat is your #1 Cubs app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Hit Cubs home screen icons and features such as the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today.
9-1, Mike Montgomery can qualify for the win if he can get these 3 outs. Zobrist in right, Almora in center, Happ in left. And strike on Ketel Marte. He homered in the 2nd. One of their 2 hits. Well, we are in Arizona, and with a score the way it is, by the 7th or 8th, we could have a spring training like scorecard working with a September roster. Foul, and Contreras jumped on it. Rockies now lead 2-1. There's Almora in center. Charlie Blackmon is homered for Colorado in the 5th inning. It was 27th. My buddy Jason Stark trying to stir it up with crazy playoff possibilities. He gave the scenario of a 4-way tie in the NL. Rockies, Dodgers, Brewers, Cardinals. Said it's possible under a scenario like that where a team would play 5 games in 5 days and have to change time zones every day.
So final day of the regular season, a play-in game,
another play-in game, a wild card, and then the start of the division series. Swing and a miss, strike 3. One of these years it'll happen. That is a new season high for Mike with his 7th strikeout.
Yeah, a real consistent release point, a high arm slot, and driving that ball down. So whether it's a sinker or the changeup, he has had these Diamondback hitters befuddled all night long.
His career high is 10. Low and in on the catcher Mathis.
Well, that would be kind of fun if that were to happen.
Through the hole and into left.
But to get back to your point earlier about the integrity of the regular season, I'm with you. I don't want to see any more playoff teams added. You know, it's been good for baseball. It keeps more cities engaged. It's been good for revenues. It helps, you know, in terms of just the interest in the game, you know, in various markets through the course of the long summer.
Christian Walker. Pinch hitting.
It would be, other than home field advantage, it would be interesting to see if there'd be a way to really tilt things in favor of the super club, the team that wins 110 games in the regular season.
My idea is to literally give the team with the best record in that league a 1-0 series lead. So you're in the division series and the team that plays you is down 1-0. I'd
buy into that.
Toss to first by Contreras. Runner back. I don't think you want to mess too much more with home field advantage. And you could give one team 4 games versus 1, but I'm not sure I love that.
What if the wild card team, if you gave them the choice, you can either enter this series down 1 game or play every game in the opponent's ballpark?
You would take the latter.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah, so that's kind of a foolish proposition. But we're just spitballing here.
And if you say, well, that doesn't make any sense, just give a team a win. Well, what about double elimination tournaments? It happens all the time where a team plays and one team has a loss, the other team doesn't. So you only have to win 1, they have to win 2. It happens in the College World Series, right? Fly to right, and it's Zobrist for the catch. That's 2 outs.
The Cubs have a chance to do something remarkable here tonight, and that is beat the Diamondbacks here at home on a Tuesday. They're for whatever reason, where is it? There's a note somewhere in here. They're ridiculously good on Tuesdays. 10-1 on Tuesdays. Wow.
Well, if you're an old school fan and you're a Cub fan, you probably would be okay with no playoffs. You win your league, you win the pennant, and you go right to the World Series. And if that were the case this year, right now it would be the Cubs and the Red Sox.
Let's do it. Wrigley, Fenway, 2 historic franchises. Well, so that does bring up an interesting point, though. So if the Red Sox are as good as they appear to be, winning all these games, the tournament might take a little bite out of it, and it might get beat before you would have to play them in the World Series. 'Funny how quickly things can change for a team over the course of just a few days. You go from a stretch where you're worried about your bullpen being burnt out, and if Mike takes this one deep here tonight, you're going to start to think about, well, we got to get some guys some action. We got to get people involved because they've been sitting around for a few days.
Foul tip. 2-2.
Jim Hickey's got to be loving this changeup tonight. His changeup usage has been trending up in recent outings, but I'm not so sure he's thrown it as much as he is here tonight, and it's been quite the weapon.
Two outs. Mathis will take off with the pitch. There he goes, and it's popped foul. Out of play. My idea of giving a team a win to start a series will never, ever happen.
Not unless you get to be commissioner.
That would meet immediate pushback. Zobrist again. And that'll do it for the Diamondbacks in the 5th. All Cubs tonight, 9-1. This definitely has a spring training vibe.
Defensive changes for the D-backs. Remaining the game now, first base number 53, Christian Walker. Now at third base.
The 6th inning is brought to you by Meyer, true Chicago fans. A bunch of true Chicago fans here tonight. So we thank Meyer for that. And we have wholesale changes out there. A bunch of newbies on the field for the Diamondbacks, including the new pitcher, Matt Cook. He's pitching for the 18th time. He's 5-5 with a 4.48 ERA.
So Joe gets all the swaps on the card.
Cook has made 13 starts. He's appeared 4 times out of the bullpen.
All right, I think I've got most of the changes. As Ian Happ bats and hits it foul. So pitcher is Cook. Matt Cook. The catcher is John Ryan Murphy. Walker is now playing first.
The blue are the newbies.
Eldemaro Vargas at third. Socrates Brito in left. Chris Owings in center. Other than that, everything's the same.
Maybe Tony Womack be out there tonight. What Susan Marte and Ahmed did to deserve having to stay in this ball game.
Called strike 3. One out here in the 6th. Murphy behind the plate. Murphy at the bat.
Murph.
We almost had a Scherf Murph matchup. Ball 1.
Cook has not struck out many at all. Hard to have success with such a low strikeout rate. Just 13%. The batters he has faced, league average is better than 20. So it's tempting the gods of fate. You put that many balls in play. 78 in the third innings. He struck out just 41. He's allowed 18 home runs. So with that low strikeout rate and that many home runs in 78 innings, you would expect his fielding independent pitching to be quite high. And it is. It's 6.05. So the advanced metrics would tell you that that 4.48 ERA is actually a little bit lucky. I guess maybe the better way to put it would be to say if he doesn't start missing more bats and keeping the ball in the ballpark, his ERA is likely to spike.
One and two to Murphy. Two balls, two strikes. He struck him out first time. Murphy's been retired.
Third baseman, Chris Bryant.
Time for our Toyota. Going places. Let's go places. Something like that. We'll get it right.
130 doubles, 15 triples, 105 home runs in the first 4 major league seasons. And Chris Bryant is on that list with a number of really good players, including a couple of Hall of Famers.
Let's see who's going places. Brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. And Chris Bryant will go to first base.
I found the new guy, and the new guy kicked it. It'll go as an E5. Second reach tonight for KB. He doubled last time and scored. This time gets the curveball out in front of it a little bit, beats it into the ground.
And Vargas could not handle it. So an error on the third baseman. Here's Rizzo.
Long at bat in the first inning really set the tone. Ultimately lined out. Baez came up, hit a 2-0 pitch out of the ballpark for an early 2-0 lead. Cubs never looked back. Cook is from Cherokee, Iowa. Attended Washington High School. Was originally a 37th round pick of the Red Sox. Didn't sign. Went to University of Louisville. And then the Mets took him in the third round, 2012. Traded over to the D-backs August of 2015 for Addison Reed. Shelby Miller made 4 starts for the Diamondbacks this year. Taijuan Walker made what, 3, I believe. Yeah, he made 3.
Strike 3 called. Cubs don't score in the 6th, but they probably won't need to score much the rest of the way. Budweiser, join the team that enjoys responsibly. Budweiser reminds you to drink wiser. Cubs 9, Diamondbacks 1. And a drive to right. Zobrist has been busy since moving over there, and he makes the catch in foul territory to retire Chris Owings. David Bodie is in the game for Daniel Murphy, and the bullpen giving Zobrist a standing O.
Very enthusiastic round of applause from the boys in the pen. Lester Strode leading the charge.
That was a sitting ovation, though, from Lester Strode.
Yeah, you got to leave your feet to get Lester to leave his feet. He's very discerning.
Bill DeMauro Vargas. He is a switch hitting infielder playing third base. Made his major league debut last year. And he bounces one foul.
Pacific Coast League All-Star. That's good numbers. 311 batting average, 31 doubles, 10 triples, smattering of home runs.
Scooped by Bryant.
Wow.
High throw safe. Pulled Rizzo off the bag. And Chris will be charged with an error. So Bryant reached on an error by Vargas. And now Vargas does the same on an E5.
Left field.
See, he thought he had a little more time when Vargas was scooting down the line, so he hurried his throw a little bit and had it sail on him.
Socrates Brito. Looks at ball one.
Talking with Joe Madden this afternoon, as we usually do, and I posed this to him. I said, "Hey, look, Darvish got basically nothing out of you this year. Chatwood's ear imploded on him. We got the Morrow thing. This was before we knew for sure that Brandon wasn't coming back, but he's been out for a long time. Number of other injuries. A lot of the young guys have kind of been treading water in terms of their performance this year."
Broken bat, bloop single. Or Brito.
And my point was, you got to be having a lot of fun with this. I mean, it sounds kind of counterintuitive. A lot of bad things are happening, but here you are still in first place, having to work like crazy to make it all fit, make it all work. This has really got to be stimulating for a manager, right? And he was on board. I don't know that he would concede that he wouldn't rather have a 9-game lead in the division, but he said it reminded him a lot of his minor league managing days when guys would get hurt, or you get a phone call, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, hey, so-and-so's coming up, or so-and-so's going down, and all of a sudden you're dealing with a short roster and you got to patch things together.
That brings the group together, and it has been a rewarding stretch, even though it has been a very tiring one here over the last month.
Yeah, and I think it's, you always talk about embracing the journey. And, it's always easier when you can look back at the end and see where things all ended up for you. But I think this is a real challenge, real interesting time for him.
One to Souza is outside. 2 balls and a strike. He has struck out both times. He is 0 for 5 so far in the series. Diamondbacks won last year's wild card game and then bowed out in the division series against the Dodgers. It was after a 69-93 campaign the year before. Torey Lovullo was last year's manager of the year in the NL in his first season here. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Tough night for Souza.
Hat trick for the band leader, and again the changeup from Montgomery.
Jim Hickey will head to the mound before Ahmed bats.
Folks, check out the variety of luxury premier options that Wrigley Field has to offer, like the all-inclusive Fannie Mae suite located in center field. Suites still available. Mark these dates: Thursday the 27th and Sunday the 30th. To reserve the space, visit Cubs.com/premier. Cannot emphasize enough, time is running short.
There is action in the Cubs bullpen. Right-hander Alec Mills. This visit is a two-parter. He might have had something to say to Montgomery, but I also think it's to give Mills some time. ball, no strikes. Swing and a miss.
Well, Diamondbacks have not done a very good job these 2 nights making adjustments. They've been able to really stay back on the change of pace. Rockies Dodgers are now tied 2-2, bottom of the 6th at Dodger Stadium.
It's basically a playoff series. Fair ball, and Bryant will take it to the bag, and the Diamondbacks strand 2. Nice work by Mike Montgomery tonight. Brought to you by Budweiser. The band is Trip Tides, the song Visitors. A lot of visitors in the ballpark here this week. Cubs winning 5-1 in game 1, leading 9-1 tonight. Baez has homered twice in the series, including in the first inning. In this one, league leading 107 RBIs.
Two for 3 tonight for Javi, so that makes him 8 out of 19 in his career here with 3 home runs. Make it 8 out of 20. Let's take a look at the Ford drive of the game. And there we go, 2-0 pitch. Inner half breaking ball, and that was a John Daly-like swing with the driver there. My goodness.
It brings up Zobrist for the 4th time. 9-4-2 with a walk. Started the game in left, now playing right, and he bounces one right to the shortstop, Ahmed.
Catcher Wilson Contreras.
Bring up Contreras, who has lined out twice and knocked in a run on a ground out. Got to stick with it. He is 0 for 7 in the series, but some good swings, and his manager has taken notice.
Yeah, and I think what you have to do when you're going through a funk like this is just trust the process, continue to try to have good at bats, keep that mindset of middle away. I think what could happen is, you go for 3, hit into some tough luck, and you say, well, the heck with it, I'm just going to try to yank one into the seats.
Well, it pays off as he scalds one in the left.
Yeah, if you're looking to protect middle away, velocity away, and the guy leaves a breaking ball in the inner half, you can still pull it. If you're quick enough, you can get to an inside fastball. Now, just the bat speeds look good. Sometimes when a guy's scuffling, it just looks like the bat is dragging. Everything looks kind of slow through the zone. That's not the case with Contreras here these last few days. I think he's benefiting from getting some days off because Caratini's been better. He's getting more looks.
Guessing Victor will catch Cole Hamels tomorrow. That's been the case here the last half dozen starts or so. And with the off day Thursday, Joe might give a couple other guys a day tomorrow night too. Out into right center. On the run, it's dropped. Owings got a glove on it, could not haul it in, and Albert will make it into second base. We'll see how they score it. It was hit so hard, you'd think they'd give him a double, but that ball was catchable as well.
Yeah, it is a tough call for the official score because the ball should have been caught, but it was a real good swing. It was solid contact. He didn't have to travel away to get it. Looked to me like maybe he was peeking at his right fielder a little bit there and lost sight of the ball. But that's when a big league outfielder should haul in.
So it is an error on Owings. So Almora's hit the ball really hard his 2 times up, a sac fly in the 5th, and reaches on the error here in the 7th. And Terrence Gore recently got his first major league hit off Max Scherzer. Will bat for Montgomery.
Jonah Carey had a good story I linked to online the other day. I'm not sure exactly where I found it, but if you search Jonah Carey, you'll find it. Talking about Terrence Gore and his elite speed and what would it take for teams going forward to have a guy like Gore, like every big league team, to put a guy like Gore on their roster, or any number of teams, I guess. Sacrifice that last guy in your bullpen to have this kind of speed, a game breaker late, a guy who can come in and pinch run and steal a couple of bases for you.
Popped up, foul territory, and it's caught by Vargas. So the Cubs put 2 on with 2 out, strand them both, and lead 9-1. Player of the game is Mike Montgomery. Terrific 6 innings, 1 run allowed. Wrap your hands around the original Italian beef of the Chicago Cubs at one of the 25 Bona locations.
Yeah, fairly stress-free because of the early offensive support, but a real nice job by Montgomery here today. He did not allow a leadoff man to reach all night against him. 6 very good innings, 4 hits, 1 run allowed by Mike. A season-high 8 strikeouts against just the 1 walk.
Gore stays in and plays left. And right-hander Alec Mills takes over here in the 7th. 3 appearances, 2 starts. And a foul strike on Marte. Hey, there's Shirley. Yeah, Bert Wilson's daughter. I said WGN. I guess he was on WIND. Back in the 40s and 50s. Fly ball the other way, and it's Gore coming in. 1 down here in the Arizona 7th.
The article I referenced by Jonah Carey's at CBSSports.com, where he's a senior writer. It's the Terrence Gore effect, how extreme pinch running specialists could swing close games with their legs. It's a good read. Harkens back to Herb Washington, the sprinter that Charlie Finley hired to be a stolen base specialist for the A's. That's all he did. He never got in that bat, never hit, never played the field. He just tried to steal bases. He wasn't really good at it. He had great speed, but the technique wasn't there.
Well, Terrence is very good.
Yeah, Gore's. He's a baseball player with elite speed. Herb Washington was just a world-class sprinter.
John Ryan Murphy takes a strike, 1-1 the count. 26,095 in the ballpark tonight, and with the score what it is, and it is a school night, by the 9th inning it might be almost exclusively Cub fans.
Yeah.
Right?
Pretty good chance. I think a lot of the red you see are ushers.
Swing and a miss. He got him. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN.
First baseman, CHN
Christian Walker will bat. That's just a little preview. Our bullpen note later. Just like to give you a little taste. Cubs bullpen, last 8.
Yeah, it's been a different look, obviously. Guys that had been used in, I guess what you call medium leverage situations have been elevated, pitching in some higher leverage spots. That breaking ball is a good one for Mills. He gets good movement on his fastball, has a little bit of a crossfire delivery, gets leverage against that front side, and can really spin that breaker.
Last 2 appearances were starts. A real good one against the Reds. August 24th. 5 2/3. 1 run allowed. He struck out 8. Got a no decision. Pitcher Cook is on deck. He got him. Painted for strike 3. Diamondbacks go quietly again in the 7th.
We are back. Cubs by 8 is the top of the 8th. Don't miss your chance to experience spring training at beautiful Sloan Park, just down the road here in Mesa, Arizona. Reserve your place in line by joining the spring training season ticket holder waiting list. It's easy, free to register. For details, visit sloanpark.com. That's the spring training season ticket holder waiting list. No comma. I feel like I put a comma in there the way I read it the first time. It was an unnatural break.
Cook continues. This is his 3rd inning. He'll face Happ, Bodie, and Bryant. Swing and a miss. Cubs today announced 2 pretty important awards: the organization's minor league player of the year and pitcher of the year. And it's Jared Young, the pitcher, player of the year, Matt Swarmer, the pitcher of the year. Young is 23, hit 300 combined between South Bend and Myrtle Beach. That's at A-ball level. He was the player of the month for June in the system. 15th round pick last year out of Old Dominion. Swarmer's 24. He pitched at Myrtle Beach and Double-A Tennessee, made 24 starts. So congrats to both. Young is a left-handed hitter. He's got doubles power. Currently playing first base. And Swarmer out of Kutztown State in Pennsylvania, a 19th round pick. Throws a lot of strikes, has a very good slider.
Kutztown State, we used to play them when I was in college many years ago. Ryan Vogelsong, I believe.
Yeah,
played his college ball there.
So they will be honored at Wrigley Field on the 27th. That's a week from Thursday, before the Cubs host the Pirates.
Yeah, that's a great honor. Congratulations, fellas. A job well done.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Cook's got his 5th strikeout.
Second baseman, David Bodie.
David Bodie just came in recently to play second base. Some AAA shuffling. 6 teams announced new player development deals. The Mets are now in Syracuse.
Huh.
So they've moved there from Las Vegas.
Well, it would make sense for them to move their AAA club closer to home. Syracuse, most recently, the Washington Nationals AAA club.
The Mets bought that team, the Syracuse Chiefs, last year, but the Nationals still had another year left on their contract. They will be the Syracuse Mets next season. They've been the Chiefs forever, right?
Yeah, they were a longtime Yankee affiliate, and then the Blue Jays, and as I mentioned most recently, the Nationals.
The Rangers will be in Nashville. And a base hit. David Bodie. 1 for 1 tonight. I have more. The Las Vegas 51s
Third baseman Chris Bryant
will be the top affiliate of the Oakland Athletics, and they'll be in a new ballpark next year as well. And we'll have, I'm sure, a couple of spring training games there in March. The Nationals go to Fresno. The Brewers to San Antonio. And the Astros, who are in Fresno, go to Round Rock. There will be a quiz at the end of the game.
San Antonio has long been a AA city, so now they're going to be a AAA club. The Dodgers were in there forever with the San Antonio Missions.
Brewers will move their rookie team from Helena, Montana to Colorado Springs, which has been a AAA ballpark. Nice play. Vargas, they'll get one. They'll get them both. 5-4-3. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. It is 9-1 Cubs.
Cub fans, the Cubs offer free remote parking and shuttle service for night and weekend games, and a free bike check located by the Addison Red Line station. Pace Express buses are also available from Hillside and Rolling Meadows. Check out available transportation and parking options at cubs.com/transportation.
The pitcher, Matt Cook, takes strike 1. No, Dad.
Come on,
Please. A roller. Bodie still has time, and he throws late. And he will be charged with an error.
Again, not an easy play, but one a big leaguer was expected to make. He had to travel a long way. Took a little bit of a tough hop on him. Valiant effort to recover, but not in time, and the pitcher reaches.
No big deal for Cook. He does have a major league hit. Sure, he would have loved a second hit, but it's not like he has been kept off the board. Chris Owings takes a strike.
He's going to need a little time. And now for something completely different.
Sit down, she says. Sit down now. You're embarrassing me.
He thought he was having a bonding moment.
So we resume. Runner at first, nobody out. Swing and a miss, strike three. How about a 3-inning save tonight? Is that in the cards? Good old-fashioned 3-inning major league save.
Yeah, if you go 3, it doesn't matter what the score is.
I believe there was a 30-3 game a few years ago that included a 3-inning save.
Yeah, Rangers in Baltimore.
Maybe Joaquin Benoit.
I'm not sure who got it, but
I'm gonna.
Yeah, you'll find it.
You gotta find it. That's Baez, the flip, Bodie, the turn. Let's go to the ninth. 9-1. 9-1 Cubs lead. Wes Littleton got a 3-inning save for the Texas Rangers on August 22nd, 2007. As the Rangers beat the Orioles 30-3. Joaquin Benoit recorded the longest save ever, 7 innings.
What was that?
2002, September 3rd. Todd Van Poppel got the win. He replaced Aaron Mayette, who was ejected after 2 pitches. So now you know.
I'm loving this interplay.
Where are the A's going to be at AAA this year?
The A's are going to be in Vegas.
Good, you nailed it.
Yeah.
You have good listening skills. Victor Caratini here in the ninth.
The football team is moving there, right?
Yeah.
So
he bats for Rizzo, and he takes a strike. That's the change. 0-2. Still 2-2 in LA. Rockies and Dodgers.
Torey Lovullo's probably wishing he had started Cook tonight.
Swing and a miss for his 6th punch out. This is his 4th inning of work.
Pitching for Javier Baez. Number 27, Addison Russell.
Addison Russell spells Baez. Taylor Davis is now on deck. Somebody's really excited.
Taylor Davis fan.
Another punch out for Cook. And it brings up Davis.
Pitching for Alec Mills, number 53, Taylor Davis.
Taylor made his big league debut last season. He is 4 for 15 lifetime. Still seeking his first big league home run. He is a former 49th round pick of the Florida Marlins in 2008. Carl Edwards, a 48th rounder. Always fun to see these guys get to the big league level. Now 2-1. He does not get cheated.
He can catch, he can play third base, he can play first base.
2-2.
.275. with 18 doubles, 4 home runs at Iowa this year. Old school, no batting gloves.
And grounded into center. It's a base hit.
Seen Taylor in spring training each of the last, I guess, at least 3 years, right? And this is what he does. He's got that big old leg kick, and he kind of drifts open. You think there's no way he can get to the pitch out away from him, but he constantly does.
Joe's going all in with his catchers here in the ninth. And Contreras hits into a fielder's choice. 3 outs to go. Cubs 9, Diamondbacks 1. And it will be a new battery of Brandon Kintzler and Taylor Davis.
Whoa. 65th appearance for Brandon Kintzler, first one in 6 days. 2 3 4 76 the ERA.
He will face Socrates Brito. And you see the Cubs changes in blue. Diamondbacks have been held to 4 hits. Outside for ball 1. Quick note of thanks to Jim Holley, our director tonight, his final game of the season. Great work all year, Jim. And producer Mark Brady, Vince Lodel, our associate producer. Great to have Michelle Godwin with us in the booth this week. Our executive producer is Bob Vorwald. Eric Johnson is our studio coordinator back in Chicago. Great work by our entire crew. Two-one on Brito. Now 2-2.
Yeah, good heater there from Kintzler. Turn our attention to tomorrow. Cole Hamels will trot out with a 4-0 record and a 157 ERA. Robbie Ray will go for the Diamondbacks. Gets a lot of swings and misses, and he's been good of late. kind of just, you know, you might think is a throwaway appearance here for Kinsler, but you know, he needs to get back on the beam. You know, he's got a nice resume. He was an all-star last year. He's got a chance to really help here down the stretch.
I agree with you. I think these are important outings for Brandon. It's a little bit like, again, you hate to keep making a spring training analogy, as that ball hit pretty well, but Happ will get to it. You know, it's like the last 10 days of spring training as you're building your opening day bullpen. You're auditioning a little bit for the postseason roster.
Yeah, clearly right now he is outside of the quote-unquote circle of trust. Things have not gone well for Brandon since he put on the Cub uniform, but given his history, what he's done in the past, it wouldn't take too many good outings before Joe Madden would probably start to buy in again on Brandon.
A pitch to Souza. This is for ball one. I didn't see it. I guess Brandon rode the cart. Did you see him come in?
No, gosh, no.
He did.
Well,
I don't know if we have video proof of it.
I love it.
Three balls, no strikes. Now 3-1.
Souza 0 for 6 in these two games with 5 strikeouts.
Does not strike out here. And he grounds out to Russell. Oh, yeah. Good work, Brandon. I wonder if they have stats on the performance by relievers here in this ballpark who ride the cart and those who don't. Whatever those stats are, it has to tilt toward the guys who ride the cart.
Right. If you had to make them up, make them up.
Nick Ahmed. Strike one. And if you're in the dugout, you have to be careful. You are supposed to stop for pedestrians.
Yeah, it would be a good idea for the driver of the cart to stop before the opening of the dugout. Or just drive right out to the mound. That's what I would prefer to see that.
I wonder if Ted Barrett over there is able to hand out a ticket. 0-2 on Ahmed. There aren't a lot of fans left in the park, but those who are here are almost all Cub fans. Swing and a miss. Cubs win. Cubs win. They have clinched the series. They'll go for a sweep tomorrow night. They've got a 3.5 game lead. And the magic number is down to 8.
And they get yet another outstanding start. This time it is Mike Montgomery. He goes 6 innings, allows just 1 run, and for the first time in a long time, a very comfortable W. A nice, easy, stress-free win for the Cubs tonight as they score 5 in the first 2 innings and cruise to victory here tonight.
The updated standings and the final score: Cubs 9, Diamondbacks 1.